Hey, good evening. Good evening. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. It is Thursday. It is Thursday. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Hour or Two Chat 'em Up podcast platform. Y'all know me. It does not matter to me what you call it as long as you are here. And I'm glad you're here. Those who are already popping in, those who are going to be popping in. Hey, welcome, welcome in. So listen. Ha! It's been a great day. It's been a little bit of a trying day, and then it's been a settling day. It's been a good day overall. So I am grateful. I am thankful. Hey, I am Donna. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Get Together. I'm the creator. We have been rocking this thing almost 3 years now. And if you have been here from the beginning, I so appreciate you. We're going to get this thing started because this topic tonight, we're having part two. We got to get going. So, I'm not going to take too long with the introduction. So let me just say this. I am not a relationship expert. I'm just a black woman in this life, in this world, living this life, doing the damn thing and enjoying myself in the process. I have had some ups. I have had some downs. I believe the point of taking them, using what's productive and throwing away the rest. Taking the time to iron it out and recognize what it is, receive it, or throw it away You know me, I love to share. I love to help build, whether it's myself or others. I want to be a part of it. That is me. That is my thing. So, this is a criteria for you to be a part of this family, for you to be here. You ready? You have to be single, dating, courting, engaged. Well, I'm sorry, single, dating, courting, engaged, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria for you to be a part of this family. I guarantee if you at least the age of 21, you have if you at least the age of 21, one of those categories defines you. One of those things, they do define you. So we appreciate you being here. I want to make sure we're sharing across all streams. My people are telling me we are good. We are good. I want to make sure that we are getting things together properly and everybody is able to see us. So do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor, please. Please make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share. Like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you let your friends know that we are here and we are big things popping at the RLRG or fam with the RLRG family, and appreciate you guys coming in and being here. All right. So let me bring my crew on, my peoples, those who I could not do this without. Let me bring them on. First and foremost, y'all already know how we do it. We always bring on the ladies first. Corey B.
Hi, how are you?
What's up, sis? You
I'm
good?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Good. I
A
like to
long
hear
day,
that,
but
girls. Oh, it's
thank
your
you.
long day?
It was,
It was?
but
Okay, it was a long day.
it was a good day, but it was kind of
Okay.
long. We had
Okay.
testing,
Okay.
state
Okay.
testing. Yeah,
Yeah. So if it's gonna be long, it better be good.
yeah,
It
it
better
was
be
good
good.
though.
All right. Good. All right. So let me move on next. Miss Corey B. Y'all always, I always say it. Miss Corey B is my right hand. Let me bring on the left, Mr. Tony Fontana. Hey T.
Hey Donna. Hey Donna and Corey B. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah. We are doing
Good.
great. We are doing great. And it's crazy, right? Because you got your right and your left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to say middle. What?
What if you did east, west, north, and south?
Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay.
It's your
Okay.
direction. It's.
Yeah. So geographically, it's not going to be correct, but it's not going to be correct. But I loved it. I love the
That's
east, west,
okay.
north, and south. So east, Tony West, and my brother King. You king of the south.
Yeah.
Southern Maryland.
Yeah.
yours. Let's go with the Game of Thrones theme. All right, let's do that.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. That's what that is. Yes. So I said it's not going to be geographically correct.
That's all right. We are geographically purposed.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. I don't know why my screen, y'all. My screen went dark on me. What is happening? Hold tight. Hold tight. Hold tight.
Hold tight. Oh, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run.
Look, Crystal was like, I'm the West. Crystal said, I'm the West.
Yo,
Oh my goodness.
Crystal said she the West.
Right.
Yo, I'm sorry, y'all. My laptop was not plugged up. I'm like, what is
Oh
happening?
wow.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
how that happened? Knocking stuff down, trying to get to the plug.
Can't be doing
Nephew was
that.
not here. He's using my technical. He's using my technical guy in the back.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
I
All
did
right.
not realize it was not plugged up. All right, here we go. Look, what Crystal say?
She said she's the
What did
West.
Crystal say? She the
She's
West?
the West.
Okay,
I'm the
okay.
mid. I'm the Midwest.
Okay.
I'll be the
All right.
Midwest.
All right. So welcome in. We hey y'all, make sure y'all like, subscribe. Yeah, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
We popping off early tonight.
Well, here's the deal. I said welcome, even to those who won't give you your t-shirts back.
Oh wow.
Oh, you started that thing.
I didn't start it. I was just
Oh.
taking it to another
Oh,
level.
hold on.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
goodness.
Even though, oh my God, it's crazy in
Woo!
here.
She came out swinging.
Oh my goodness. Here we go.
I'm
She
good. I'm
came out
good. I'm
swinging.
good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
we'll let y'all in on that a little bit later. See what that's about. See what
I'm
that's
good.
about. All right. So we have one more brother who is joining us tonight. Y'all know that I always have to acknowledge him whether he is on with us tonight, whether he is on with us or not. Um, Let me bring him on. I don't see his camera up, but hopefully we're gonna get this right. Meanwhile, let's give him a second while he get himself together. Kev, I don't see you, sir. Let's bring my girl on, Miss Stacy.
Damn, Corey, you not getting the headphones back either?
Exactly. Exactly. The disrespect. Hey,
The
It's
Stacy.
disrespect.
live.
What
How
up,
you?
Stace?
What's going
Hi.
on? What's going on?
How are you?
Awesome.
Good, 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 good. All right, so let's get Kevin on. Kevin's gonna join us. Kevin,
Face,
um,
face.
let's see what we get tonight because I don't see a picture for Kevin. I don't know if Kevin is ready. Kevin,
He said he trying to fix it.
he trying. Okay, all right, all right. Keep working on it. We're gonna get started. While you getting things together, we're gonna get started. All right, Stacy, how was your day?
Awesome.
Good. Oh, everybody had an awesome day. I'm hearing awesome and good and great and nice, 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 nice. All right, y'all. So this is our topic tonight. Our topic tonight. We are doing part two of this topic because last week it was oh so good. We had to continue tonight. Our topic is relationship repair after damage, and I added the rupture to repair process. The rupture to repair process. So I shared last week an image, and the image showed the rupture to repair process. I'm going to put that up. Just let everybody get a peek at it. Um, and is there any way possible somebody could put that in the chat? I did put it on the page last week. I did go back and add it last week. If you did not get a chance, we're going to try to add it in the chat, and that way you all can follow along when it's off the screen. But the rupture to repair process, we are talking about mending those relationships. And I need you to go back and look at last week's discussion. You can still do it, and still, enjoy tonight, get some information tonight, but You can go back and see how it all began if you like to. But the rupture to repair process, we have 5 steps from rupture to repair: activation, stabilization, honoring the pain, reflection, and compassion. And compaction. Like we said, we're going to get started with this thing tonight. We are not going to belabor the moment because we are already saying, you guys, we more than likely will have to do a week 3, which we are all here for it. We are not against it. So let's get started. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tony, because Mr. Tony had number 1.
I have number 1, activation. This may take a little while here. All of us, I'm pretty sure all of us have been activated through some means, and I'm going to go through the 5 ways that you can be activated, which will cause you to cause a rupture in your relationship. The first one is trauma triggers or trauma trigger. And basically what we're talking about is what causes a person to the key word is involuntarily recall and re-experience a past traumatic event. All right. So the reason why I emphasize involuntary is if you're on the other end of receiving that backlash because you triggered somebody, don't take it too personal because it's an involuntary thing. They're experiencing something from their past, and really you're going to kind of have to give them a chance. You're going to have to give them a chance, absorb the pain or absorb the blow, but just realize it's involuntary. Okay. Now the four ways, there's 4 ways that you can experience this. You can experience this in a sensory way, an environmental way, like the environment that you're in. It's a feeling. So it's a feeling, sensory, environmental, relational or emotional trigger, or it could come through a media event, like a song, or just something that you saw on television or something you see on the internet. The second one is fear-based patterns. You have a fear. You have a fear of something. It's a pattern. And those are automatic, habitual, and often subconscious responses. Now, some of those responses could be something like avoidance, control, where if you experience this fear, you try to take control, or it could result in aggression. You could become aggressive because of it. I will share one of my biggest fears after being divorced twice. I had a big fear of rejection. And it took me a while. It took me a while because I ran from it. If I even sensed I was going to be rejected, I ran.
Yeah.
I'm better now. But it's still there.
Yeah.
The third one is survival strategies kick in. And those are what we've heard before. Many of you guys have heard this before. Flight, fight is the first one. Flight, freeze. And the fourth one I have never heard of. So maybe someone can help me out. The fourth one is fawn.
Fawn. It's kind of like what, okay, fawn is like, you ever see somebody pet a stray cat or dog and it just kind of falls out? It's like, okay, I'll just give you what you want so that you don't hurt me, kind of thing. That's the best way I can explain it.
Okay.
But that might not be completely.
It sounds great.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The fourth one is dysregulation. Dysregulation. The inability to manage intense emotional, physiological, or behavioral responses when a relational connection breaks. So,
Read that again.
dysregulation, the inability to manage intense emotional, physiological, or behavioral responses when a relational connection breaks.
Okay.
All
I
right.
got you.
And then I have a
Mm-hmm.
little side note. I have a side note, which is I to be honest with you, I don't really know why I wrote this, but it was powerful. It says chronic failure to repair a rupture leads to insecurity, mistrust, and relational breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
So
Chronic failure.
that's why we want to get to the that's why we want to get to the repair, and that's
Yeah.
why we're going through this process because we're trying to avoid uh, that breakdown,
Yeah.
mistrust,
Yeah.
and insecurity. The last one is self protection. Self
Yeah.
protection. It's automatic, often unconscious defensive behaviors such as withdrawal, anger, or silence. And my side note is we employ when we feel emotionally threatened, hurt, or overwhelmed during a relational conflict.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. The rupture to repair process. So yeah, Tony opened that up, started that out with the rupture. These are the things that rupture a relationship. And I want to mention that we did say last week that when these are related to every type of relationship that you can think of. It can be um, spouse. It can be parent child. It can be siblings. It could be anything. It could be anything. This discussion tonight and last week was not concentrated on a couple. It wasn't concentrated on a couple. It was focused on because at the real life relationship growth, we deal with the whole gamut of the family togetherness, right? We want to, so the rupture to repair, activation. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. These different things. Did someone put this in the chat as yet?
What did you want
Yeah,
in the chat? The website?
Oh, she's talking about the
the
kind of
diagram.
circle
The
of.
diagram.
I
Yeah,
have
I
no
don't
idea
see
how to do
it.
that. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do
King, are
that.
you able to do that?
Not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube. Okay. Can you? Is anybody on Facebook? Can they put it on Facebook? If not, I can throw it on there real quick. So the first step of the rupture of the relationship, the rupture is the activation and all these things that can activate it. Yo, I just have to say, Tony, I resonated really with you when you talked about it was it the fear based pattern that stood
Yeah,
out for you? Yeah,
rejection.
yeah, yeah. The fear based pattern. And it's crazy why that one hits home with me so much. It's crazy why that one hits home with me so much. The fear, the thing of fear, and it does come from some failed things, and it comes from even some things that are, of course, were out of my control at some point in life. It still puts that sense of fear within you.
Right.
So that one stood out. I appreciate that. All right, number two.
All right.
Let's get Kevin in. Miss Corey.
For number two is stabilization. 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 All right. So the one thing that got me when Tony was talking. It's cold out there.
I was wondering what that was. Like,
Yeah,
wait a
he sounds like
minute.
he's north of the wall.
Down there.
He is up north, like super, super up north.
Mm.
But
Woo!
okay.
All right.
Um,
Good thing it's not Kevin's turn. Go ahead, Miss Corey B. You got it, babe.
so
This
stabilization, there
process.
were 3 points. One of them was inner resourcing. The other one was accessing tools for self-regulation and self care practices. So, just a quick overview. One thing that Tony said that struck me was how it seemed like to me, it seemed like these things, they just kind of happen naturally. And I guess one day you'll say, oh man, I reacted this way, I reacted that way, I need to get help, like counseling type help,
Mm,
maybe. But
mm.
you don't, but you don't always, it's like you don't not notice the response. You don't really control the response. It just kind of happens. Like the way a beat happens and you just kind of start moving to it. You know what I mean? It's kind of automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, even though you have that activation, mine for stabilization is kind of the opposite. You have to make an effort for these things. So,
Ah,
like, you have to make a conscious decision, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
for inner resourcing, those, it says the practice of identifying and strengthening internal positive states. So, what that means is basically you're going to try to think good thoughts. You got to think about your personal strengths. Think of calming things. Think about being at a river if that makes you calmer, at an ocean, and this is all to help you manage stress or improve your emotional regulation. But you have to be cognizant of it, versus the activation where it just kind of happened and you know you had a what is it, a visceral reaction? Is that the word I'm looking for? Where
Mm-hmm.
you just had a not an uncontrollable. I guess it is uncontrollable. This one you actually got to think about, which is it's interesting. It's easier to react than it is to respond. The response has to take a while. Self-regulation tools. So that's the deep breathing, the grounding exercise. Sometimes in school, I see kids, they have fidgets, little
Yeah.
things that keep their minds occupied. And the counting backwards. You know how back in the day, people used to count backwards and they just woo sigh and rub the ears and all that stuff, like in Bad Boys. That's
Yeah.
self-regulation tools. And then you got self-care. So some of us is exercising, eating well, sleeping enough, sleeping enough. You
mm.
guys, you get enough sleep?
Yeah, I do.
No.
Well, good.
No.
Well, good. Also, did you know that certain sexual activities help you sleep better?
Yes, I knew that.
Did you know that?
Dang, you put some stank on that one.
I thought all of them did.
Right. She said some.
Sorry, sexual activities. Yeah, they help you sleep better. So maybe if you do that
Mm.
in a certain time, it'll make you want to go to bed and sleep longer and you'll sleep better. Better sleep is the key to a lot of things. It also helps you avoid Alzheimer's. Just a little
Mm.
nugget there. So sex
Mm.
can help you avoid Alzheimer's. That's what I'm saying. All right, moving forward,
Is that why I
practicing
can't remember
mindful.
anything?
I keep trying to tell
What'd
Paul
you say?
that.
Is that why I can't remember anything? I
Yeah,
got
oh.
sticky notes everywhere. I got sticky notes everywhere.
Right? Listen, oddly enough, I guess if you get your head bumped up against the headboard enough, headboard, you know, you get to sleep and you can remember more stuff. That's not where I wanted to go with this. That's just where y'all took
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Yeah, okay. Blame it on us.
Is that what knock some sense into her means?
Bang, bang, bang.
That's possibly what it is, Tony. I'm saying that different now. I'm saying that different now.
See, we're learning stuff tonight. We're learning. You always learn something, you know? Self-care is also setting boundaries. And how many of us is this difficult for?
Mm.
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 That's
Mm.
something I think we got to learn and we got to practice.
Mm-hmm. I mentioned
Yeah.
one time before, we have to remember boundaries are not for other people, they're for us.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
not for other people. You have to determine your boundaries, and you have to determine when your boundaries have been crossed. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for somebody else. We can tell anybody all at any point. These are my boundaries. You get into a
Mm-hmm.
relationship and you're having these discussions or whatever. Or,
Mm-hmm.
these are my boundaries, but I don't so much believe in telling somebody what my boundaries are necessarily because I want somebody to be who they are
Oh, so
because
you can say.
who they are. Yes, yes. But if it's one of those conversations that someone, because everybody does things differently, we have to understand
Mm.
that as well. So what my boundary may not be, he may not even be thinking that's a thing, you know? So that's why I always say, and I've learned boundaries are for us, not necessarily for
Mm-hmm.
other people.
Yep. And
They're for
imagine
us.
how much uh, trauma we could have avoided if we practice saying these are my
Ooh,
boundaries, and you will not cross them. Not just saying them, but actually set. No, that's not it. You're not doing that. I'm out.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And the last one is nurturing relationships.
Mm,
So make some friends. Call your friends that you don't talk to. That we talk once a year, but it's like nothing. We didn't miss anything. Talk to them more often. Spend
mm-hmm,
time with them. Have some game
mm-hmm.
nights. You know, hug you folk. That's it. That's what I got.
There you go. So, y'all, I want to pull this in for a second before we move to number three.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for some reason, I feel like we need a little bit of clarity for a minute, right? So, again, last week, we talked about the breakdown of relationships because of damage. And we talked about the importance of mending relationships. And a part of mending relationships meant some relationships need to be just what they are. You can get some resolve, but it does not necessarily mean you and that person have to be like this again. Or y'all, sometimes mending relationships means, hey, I forgive you. Good to see you. So at this point tonight, when we got to this point tonight, we're talking. This is kind of self care. This is taking care of yourself after the damage has been done. Now, this does not mean it cannot involve the other person, because I think in a perfect world, which we don't live in, but in a perfect place in our minds, we can mend relationships. We can mend relationships. And my first thought is to mend the relationship so we can have some type of thing again. Some type of relationship again. Again, we're not just talking about man, woman, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. We're talking about all of it. So, in this process, we're talking about that damage that has been done and the things that can be done to fix those things. But this rupture to repair process is about you. It's about you because we all have been through some rupture. Some rupture has happened. Some damage has happened. Can everybody agree? Some damage has happened in their lives.
Yes.
So, in order for us to even get to the point of being better with that other person or other people that come along in our lives, we got to do this. This rupture to repair is a self care process. All right. All right. Let's see if we get Mr. Kev on. See if he's good to go. We're trying here,
We're
Kevin.
all like,
Who is Dark Man?
We're trying. Kevin, Kevin, can you say something? Let's see if we can hear you. Okay.
he's,
Something.
he's
I
probably
think Kevin.
scared.
I think Kevin got
Oh,
like
now
five
it's in the
devices
desert.
going on. He said we're gonna get one of them in here.
Oh,
Can you
there.
hear me?
Okay.
Yay!
Hey, is it clear?
Crystal.
I can see your eyeball.
Okay.
You
I
got
have
back
seen
up,
Oh,
those
Kevin.
there.
I'm so sorry. The computer is doing these updates, and it had me stuck when you initially tried to get me on. And when I finally got on, I had the tablet going, so you heard all that echoing. I was
Okay.
like, "Oh my god, they must think I'm having a mental breakdown over here." But yeah, hello everybody.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
what's going
welcome
on?
in, Kevin. Welcome in.
Corey Bean, Tony, the
Hey,
brother
hey,
from the other,
What's
Mr.
Stacy,
up?
this
Soul
what's
is
up?
Toucher.
Kevin.
Hi,
So I have
Kevin.
to say, it
Hello.
real quick, and we gonna keep rolling. Kevin is the number one. Kevin has been rocking with the real life relationship growth
Yeah.
from day one. So I
Day
always
one.
like to tell him and show him my appreciation. Um, Kevin is a part of the crew. He doesn't always have a chance to join us, but he made it tonight, so we greatly appreciate it. Greatly
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we're on number three. Number three in the rupture to repair process. Come on, Miss Stacy.
Okay, number 3 is honoring the pain, feeling your pains, noticing sensation, allowing surrender. Got some little notes here.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. I have mine too.
Right.
So I have like when repairing a relationship while honoring your pain, it requires two different truths. One of the truths is that the relationship may matter deeply and that your pain still deserves acknowledgement,
Mm,
protection, and healing.
Mm,
Wait,
And
say that again. I'm sorry. Read that again.
I said that your pain still deserves acknowledgement,
Mm-hmm.
protection, and
Mm-hmm.
healing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you honor your pain, it does not mean holding on to bitterness. It means that you're refusing to minimize what wounded you just to keep the peace.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta pause on that for a second. Like
yeah.
that's big. That's real good. That is real good. Honoring the pain. Because I think this is a pivotal step, y'all. Number three. Because if we don't do this, we end up back. I think we end up going backwards. We can do all of these things. I mean, in this process, the activation, all the things that we recognize, the things that trigger our trauma, um, stabilizing ourselves, saying, you know what, I gotta find my inner peace, my to calm me down. We can do all of that stuff, but if we don't honor our pain, that doesn't mean giving applause and a praise to it. That means I'm realizing this happened.
Mhm.
This happened. And if I don't do something about it, if I don't take hold to it, it's going to take me in a tailspin all the way. I had to say, so I'm sorry. That one, that's good. That's
So I'm
good.
just going to piggyback off of what you said,
Uh huh.
acknowledging what happened. Okay. And when you acknowledge what happens, you shouldn't just pretend like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Just try to, cover it up or try to put a band aid on it. You really need to acknowledge what happened. Um, and when you acknowledge what happened, you acknowledge, like, how did it affect you? How did it make you feel? Was the trust really broken?
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm,
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
also another step that I have is you separate forgiveness from immediate trust.
Mm.
If
Girl.
forgiveness is
But why you ain't ring the bell?
Come on, Stacy. Come on.
Over
and
this.
forgiveness in a relationship, forgiveness is releasing revenge and resentment.
Mm.
revenge.
Ooh. You better stop talking about me.
Come on, Stacy.
Pay,
Shoot.
payback. Payback's
Mhm.
Mm. I got the wrong thing in my cup. Corey, give me one of them.
But trust is rebuilt through consistency,
yes.
accountability, and
Yes.
changed behavior.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah. Ooh. Forgiveness, recognizing forgiveness from immediate trust. Can you read that again? I'm sorry.
Please.
Read it
Okay.
again.
You separate forgiveness from immediate trust. Forgiveness is releasing revenge and resentment. And trust is rebuilding through consistency, accountability, and changed behavior. Am I echoing?
I'm not sure what happened. I
Yeah,
think that
why
might
don't
have
we
been.
all just like turn our mics off? That might help.
Yeah, let's mute if we're not if we're not talking. I think let's see. My friend Kevin. Poor Kevin said, "Okay, let me take this one off because I think he got a better connection. Let's take this one off because he mean mugging right there. That freeze frame was vicious, Kevin. It was
Hello,
vicious.
am I there?
All right,
Hello, hello.
you back? You back?
Oh, Jesus. Pardon
Kevin,
me.
you back?
Jesus. About to go crazy over here. Ah,
Kevin, you okay? You good, Kev? You good? You good where you are, my
thank
dear?
you. Okay.
Yeah, you good. All right, Stacy. All right, Stacy.
Okay. And another step that I have is give yourself permission to grieve. Um, when you ignore your pain, that can cause anger, withdrawal, anxiety, and numbness when you ignore the pain. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Grieving, it can look like, crying, praying, journaling, even counseling. Okay.
Do it.
And
Do it. Do it.
also having honest and hard conversations.
Mm-hmm. Honest to heart
And
conversations.
then you can communicate with honesty and calmness. And that looks like showing your vulnerability. You can say stuff like, when this happened, I felt this way. This
Mm-hmm.
made me feel like this, versus you did this to me. You can just explain stuff of how you felt in the situation
Yeah.
so that the person can have a better understanding,
Better understanding.
But
because
what
they
if they
can't
did
feel
do it?
what you feel.
What'd you say, Corey?
But wouldn't you? But what if they did do it to you? And it's
Even
their fault.
it is their fault, but they need to know how you felt when they did that to you.
Right.
So could you
Yeah.
say, "I felt this way when you did this to me"? Can you? Is that acceptable or
No, but you already acknowledged the problem.
okay?
So
Mm-hmm.
now you need to let them know how you felt when they did what they did to you.
Gotcha.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Tony, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to add to that. Sometimes men don't express in a feeling way. So when they're dealing with their woman, let's just say their woman or a your daughter, a female, it's better if you express it in a feeling. Learn how to express yourself in a feeling, and they'll have a better understanding of the impact, rather than being more, I guess, logical or reasonable and just say, hey, you pissed me off. Okay,
Mm.
well, how did that make you feel? Like, what are you feeling? I did this. How does that make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
And just learning to express feelings when you're dealing with, you know, ladies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that, Tony. And I'm gonna tell you why I appreciate that. You said something in there. You said logic. Um, men tend to come from a more logical standpoint, right? And women tend to be more emotional, as the world labels it and puts it. Men are more logical, women are more emotional, which means, And we can own that, ladies. Can we own that?
Yes.
Can we own that women tend to Corey, that women tend to come from a more emotional place. It's not saying because men think logically that they're always right, or they're the way they try to simplify or see things is how we need to receive it. So, we gonna work with it, Corey.
Because,
Women come technically from more of an emotional place. Is Corey
because I'm
frozen or Corey is not giving it?
because I'm big on saying, hey, that really hurt my feelings, or I really didn't expect that from you. I'm this is so disappointing.
So can I give
Mm-hmm.
can I be transparent and give an
Mm-hmm.
example in my own marriage?
Please,
When I first got married to Paula,
go ahead,
she kept saying,
Tony.
why are you yelling at me? And I'm coming from a reasonable logic. I was like, I'm not yelling. What do you mean? And so it took me like 6, 7, 10 times. And I finally asked her, I said, okay, I need some help in understanding this. I'm not yelling. Help me to understand it. And this is what she said to me. She said, my dad used to beat my mom. But before that happened, they would get into an argument. They would be arguing, and he would raise the pitch of his voice. And the very next thing that would happen is he would hit my mom. So
Mm,
the point that I'm trying to make is when I heard that, I realized this has nothing to do with logic or reasoning. This has to do with the trauma that my wife experienced as a child. And I need to honor that and recognize that even though I may think I'm right, it's causing her pain. And that's what helped me to stop. It helped me to stop because I understood where that was coming from, where before I didn't. She was just saying, oh, you're raising your voice, and I was disagreeing. And I'm not raising my voice.
very
Yeah.
excellent point. Very good point. It comes from somewhere. And Tony, I love that. I appreciate you sharing that because to one person, it feels normal, or it feels like there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with how I'm communicating and what I'm saying. To the other person, they're receiving it from a traumatic place, possibly from a traumatic place, receiving it that way. So to understand one another, to understand is the key because we're trying to repair. We're trying to repair.
Correct.
Stacy, did you have
And I
something
can't,
else?
I couldn't tell. And
Yes.
Stacy, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell her, just get over it or go to counseling, figure
Yeah.
that out, because I have a right to talk the way I want to talk. Nah, sometimes we just need to know and ask the right
Mm,
questions.
And I
So,
think
right.
when you love someone or you care for someone, you say, man, if this thing that I'm doing is bothering them, not that you're losing yourself, but if this thing that I'm bothering is triggering you, let me see how I
Mm-hmm.
can tweak this. Let me see what I can
Mm-hmm.
do. That's maturity, that's love, all of that stuff, the good stuff.
Right. Right. Oof. Do
And with that,
do y'all want to go back? Go ahead,
You
Stacy.
said
Go
the
ahead.
oh,
and with the communication, we should know that healthy repair is not built on silence. And then also, I have watch for actions and not just words.
mm,
hmm,
Because true repair involves accountability, change of pattern, patience with your healing process. Apologies do matter, but
Mm,
actions matter more. That change behavior needs to be seen
Mhm.
and not just heard.
Consistently,
yep.
Exactly.
not just you
Not
did it
just
today.
turn. Yeah. Yeah.
And then honor your
Consistently.
boundaries.
Right. Right.
And boundaries
Yep.
are not a form of
Yep.
punishment, it's protection for the person that's healing. And it's also clarity. So,
Right.
I feel like Donna, you said that earlier when you
Right.
said boundaries are for you.
mhm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not for the other person. Corey, can you read that, babe?
Absolutely. Edward Smith said, I think we should tackle conflict from a place of resolution instead of right or wrong. While not every conflict is resolvable, all conflicts are manageable.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Ooh. Not every
Mm.
conflict is resolvable, but all conflicts are manageable. All conflicts are manageable. And that's a learning process, y'all. That's definitely a learning process. Um, because sometimes we're taught, you know, I always go back to old additive with children. Some parents say if they hit you, you better hit them back. You better hit them back. Don't you come home crying. You know, at some point that's been heard in some households, but is that really teaching them how to manage conflict? Is that really teaching them how to manage conflict? All right. Do we want
Yeah,
to go back
I'm
at
just
all?
Look,
What'd you say?
yes,
So,
they
I
won't get
missed it.
hit
What you said,
again. They
Stacey?
won't get bullied.
Oh, what if you tell them to hit them back?
They won't get hit again. They won't get bullied
Conflict resolved.
Conflict resolved.
effectively.
just tell them not to be seen when they do it.
Y'all are
Oh
killing
man.
it.
Because the second one always gets seen, right? The first,
The
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 second
first,
one
first lick,
always
you
gets
don't
sick.
see it.
the second one always gets in trouble, and they're the ones that didn't start it. So
Yeah, but the
be
result of that
strategic.
though, being strategic, the
Got to
result
be
of
strategic.
that, the result of that though is at the end of the day, teaching them how to deal with conflict properly.
Correct.
Because, like you said, so I return what I was given, and I'm the one that gets caught. I'm the one that has to deal with the issue and the problem. Honestly, I mean, the first one got to deal with it, yeah, but now it's both of us. Now both of us in trouble,
But
Two
there's
as
wrongs.
balance.
opposed to,
It's called
huh?
balance. It's called
But they've
balance.
learned.
Well, two
Did they?
wrongs don't make a right,
But it
Right.
makes balance.
but it feels good.
I ain't rocking with y'all on that one. It's something you got to go back and fix later. Let's try to tackle it now.
Mm.
Stace, are you finished with yours, Stace?
Yes. It's just one point. That relationship repair should never require abandoning yourself.
Hmm. Never require abandoning yourself because you take you all the way back. Take you all the way back. The rupture to repair process.
So
Mr. Land.
can we say this? Stacy said something very powerful, right?
True.
Can we say this, that the repair is not more important than the person, than yourself?
Mm,
The
the
repair.
repair.
You can't put so much emphasis on the repair that you lose, like you're just giving in to make the repair.
Yeah.
And I think
Losing
that's what's
yourself.
coming out in the process.
Yeah. And you okay, Kevin? We love you. And I think
You press,
who yeah,
buddy.
who mentioned that? Stacy, you did mention that earlier, right? Somewhat
Mhm.
of what Tony just said. Yeah. Yeah. So y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all who are joining us in the chat, we appreciate y'all being here. We kind of we're struggling just a touch with this topic, and I'm sure y'all can tell, right? But I still think it's a good discussion. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because sometimes we get lost in the just touching on things and not really spending time with them. So we're actually trying to do a little bit different tonight. We're trying to spend a little more time on each section because they're so important. We were discussing before we came live how we were going to actually break this down, and we didn't really want to miss anything. Um, and we don't want you all to miss anything because we're learning in the process as well. So if it seems like we're struggling a little bit and we're a little bit more quieter tonight, we are. We are. We are because we're trying to be careful. Not careful not to step on toes, not careful not to disrupt anybody because we want to disrupt a little bit. We always want to disrupt. We always want to disrupt because at the end of every discussion, we want to bring something out. We want to bring things out, but we want to pull it back home to see where we can be at a better place for ourselves and for our relationships as a whole. So, um, we're trying to walk this thing a little bit. We a little bit on eggshells tonight, but we walking this thing. Mr. Landy.
I'm here looking for me. Here I go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, you up, sir?
All right, let's talk about reflection. A caveat to this. When you're looking at reflection in terms of this rupture to repair process, it is easy to look at the bigger picture instead of the individual pieces. And the individual pieces, as far as this is concerned, is you. All right, so we have a couple of bullet points here, and you're looking at trauma patterns, you're leaning into discomfort, and you're taking responsibility for behavior. So I went directly to the website for mine, and under reflection, it says take some time to reflect on what happened and what you noticed around this trigger or how you may have contributed to this relational rupture. Um, so, what you need to do is consider the sensations, emotions, and thought patterns because we all have thought patterns. And when you're rupturing something, sometimes your thought patterns kind of go in disarray. Then you have to notice any past associations, traumas, or other situations that have been present in your past experiences, because we all know our past experience can creep into our present and also linger into our future.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
then another thing you want to do, want to ask yourself is there anything you want to take responsibility for? It is easy when we're reflecting. It's easy for us to say that person, that person, that person. And depending on the situation, we want to be hands off from any accountability and responsibility. And that is not only unfair to the situation at whole, it's unfair to you and that other person. Um, Another question is what can you and the other person do to cultivate healing? We all have to take a minute to breathe, relax, walk away if you have to. Therapy was mentioned, journaling was mentioned. Go take a walk in the park. Go step away and think of what you can do to cultivate healing.
My bad.
It's all good.
He was flowing, so I want to.
So the next question is how can the other person support you moving forward? Now, one thing we have to do is get out of our feelings. And if that person is genuine, allow them to assist in that healing process because you cannot do it alone because you did not get there alone. That person played a part. You both played a part in that some kind of way. So how can that other person help you? And what needs or requests do you have? You have to know what you need from that person and you have to request what you need from that person because closed mouths don't get fed. We all know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing is write down how you could respond differently and how the other person could approach you differently. The important thing about writing things down, and this is a discussion that I was overhearing and having at work this week. when you write something down, you write it into your memory. Um, Typing is cool, but we don't carry computers. Yes, we can carry a phone, but writing it down, it kind of burns those thoughts that you write down into your memory. It's easy to type and forget, but it takes energy to write. It takes
Mm,
thought to write. It takes emotion. It takes that to type, but just think, if you take a pen and paper and you're writing, you are really concentrating on what you're writing. You have to write so you can read it. And if
yeah.
you can write that you can read it, you're really concentrating on what you're writing. Um, and then at this point, you want to sense whether or not you are ready for re-engagement. If you are feeling open, relaxed, and compassionate towards yourself and the other person, this is a good indication that you are ready to come back together for the final step of this repair process. And that's what I have.
All
Nice.
right. All right. Corey, did you have something?
Oh, when you were talking about writing things down,
Mm.
it's important. Yes, it's tactile when you're typing, but there's something about writing. You have to hold the pencil or pen with a certain type of pressure. You're touching paper. You're touching all these natural things, even though they're processed. These natural things. There's the sound. There's a whole lot. Just like you said, there's a lot involved. That's why certain people, when you touch something and you see it and you say it, you remember it longer, and it stays with you for longer. So, yeah, you were right on the money with that one.
Another thing about writing, like if you write in a journal, I think you care for it more. And what I mean by that, you secure it more, because it's easy to type on a computer or on your phone and you just hit the lock button and
Yeah.
just you can just leave it anywhere. But if you're
Yeah.
writing some intimate thoughts, like throughout this repair rupture to repair process, you're going to safeguard that. You're going to really safeguard that, because you don't want to just have that fall out in anybody's hands. And if you're dealing with that other person, and that other person is the person that you're having conflict with, if you're on your journey of this process, you don't want them to audible what you're writing, and forecast what you're doing and how you're going through that process. You want to come to them uh unbiased.
Right. Right. Definitely unbiased. Um so you talked about, King, the giving the person that space to get it right.
Mhm.
Right? When you take the time to say, okay, we're going to repair this thing, and that person is trying to get it right, giving them space and room, taking your accountability to say, listen, I'm going to let them do this. They're trying. They're trying. I have to mention sometimes um I have to mention sometimes
Hey, Kaz, South Kaz.
Hmm?
Comrade Kev.
Huh? What happened?
No, not you, Kevin. We talk about the other Kevin in the chat.
Because you were North Kev, that's South Kev.
Yeah, yeah. We talk about the Kevin in the chat. Um, so you know, transparency, y'all, because we like to do that, right? We like to do that. In that process of not just the person that hurt you, but when you're trying to move forward and there's somebody new and somebody different, that person that did not hurt you, but that person that's receiving, they're getting your reaction and everything from the things that you dealt with that caused this disruption in your life, right? This disruption in your life. I think it's just as important on both sides. Like you said, King, to be fair to that person who is making an effort to right the wrongs, especially the person who is trying to right someone else's wrongs.
Mm.
That's tough.
Mm,
It
that's
is
heavy.
tough.
That's heavy.
That's tough. Yeah,
Very
that's
tough.
tough on the new person coming in per se.
Yeah.
Um, and they bear, I dare say, bear the burden um of of being affected by the stuff that you were affected by that had nothing to do with them. So I definitely think it's important in this aspect of what you were speaking of, King. Whether it's the person that did it, and it's important, the person that did it, if they're trying to come back and fix it, give them space. If they're being genuine, stick in your boundaries. And if there's genuineness in it, let that person, because this is the whole point of the repair factor, right? We're trying to repair. We're not trying to hold on to the stuff that happened. We're trying to let that stuff go, like Stacy said about honoring the pain. Yes, honor it, but don't sit in it. Every time you sitting in it, don't ignore it and make sure they understand it. That's another thing. We have to make sure people understand. Um, and we mentioned about loving person enough and caring for them enough that you're like, hey, what the hell is going on? Explain to me why you're reacting in this way. What makes you feel this way? We talked about feelings. What makes you feel this way? Why are you reacting this way? But both parties have to give that room. And I think that's coming into our number 5. Both parties have to give that room for that repair to happen. Kev, you good?
I'm here. I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm on my
All right.
phone, so
All right.
you
Well,
guys bear with me.
yeah. Well, perfect timing for you to straighten up because number 5 is yours.
Okay, well, that compassion thing, I really, tried to set this thing up, but somehow I jacked up my computer. So I'm just gonna read to you what I got offline first, and then we can dive into it.
Okay.
Um, it says in relationships, compassion involves being aware of your partner's feelings, needs, and struggles, and taking the initiative to address them with understanding and care. Okay, and also, let's see, to add on to it, says, wait a minute. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is compassion, great for a relationship? It increases emotional intimacy. It compensates
Mm-hmm.
partner. Well, compassionate partners are able to connect on a deeper level, creating a stronger emotional bond. Improved communication and conflict resolution. Practicing compassion fosters open, honest, and non-judgmental communication, which can resolve disagreements more effectively. Um, now,
Non-judgmental.
yeah, and I think when it comes to, you know, I guess like that compassion, it would extend to like y'all don't agree on everything. Okay, you got to have that space. You got to be able to feel safe in your differences without like it being a major brouhaha because you're not the same. Your upbringing, maybe even if you're both Christian, one might be Baptist, one might be Protestant.
Mm,
And there might be those little idiosyncrasies that, you know, for some people it's like, oh well, I wasn't raised like that.
mm,
If you're really trying to grow, give that person some space so you can understand them, hear them, okay, and actually talk without, being aggressive and being domineering. Because if your partner doesn't feel safe, okay, you're gonna cripple your relationship and
mm,
on all levels because you should be each other's safe space. I
mm-hmm.
mean, now there's a difference between compassion and empathy, because empathy is just a thought, but compassion is an actionable word. You have to actually do something to affect compassion. Whereas empathy, you're just merely thinking, okay, or it's like, okay, I understand to be in your shoes, I'm understanding how you feel. But
Yeah.
compassion, you act on your compassion, and sometimes that means you have to change a little bit, because we can be hardened in our ways and we can love the person that's right across from us. But we're so hard in our ways, we're like, no, I'm not going to move off of this. But
Mm,
Is it moving off for them, or is it moving off for the betterment of your relationship?
Relationship.
You
Mm.
know, and
Yeah.
I think, sometimes we block that because we're like, no, well, if they love me, accept me for who I am, and they're gonna, well, no, because they're totally different. Okay. And you're supposed to be growing together because, I mean, you're growing together. So even if your value systems are different, okay, y'all can come together and agree on stuff, where your values really start to go into each other and intertwine.
Hmm.
Like, okay, we are the same. We're growing in the right direction. So, I guess, the compassion is sort of hard because we spoke on this several while y'all did several chats ago, that grace, giving your partner grace. And I think, compassion and grace are very similar. And
Hmm.
we have to give, our partners room to grow with us. They're not ready made, they're not perfect. After all the, the headboard banging and all the dinners and going out and all that stuff. Yeah, I put that in there for Corey because she said that earlier. But okay, okay. Um, After all that dies down, what do you have? I mean, is that communication really communication? Or is it like, okay, that honeymoon phase? Are we just still stuck on that honeymoon phase, or are we actually building something? Because
Hmm.
those hard talks got to come up,
Yeah.
and you can't strengthen your relationship by ignoring things that, okay, you may be opposed to or don't truly understand about that person that you really digging on. So you have to talk to that person, but at the same time, give them a space where they don't feel like they're being judged. Okay. And the ability to listen, listen without judgment. It's like, okay, I understand that, and find that common ground so you can actually build together.
Hmm.
Can can I
Yeah.
think when you said empathy versus compassion, I think you were talking about sympathy. And here's why I say that. Because sympathy is that's like, oh my gosh, I feel pity, sorrow, sorrow, prayers, prayers. I feel bad for you.
Mm.
Empathy is when you're feeling, empathy is when you are sharing the feeling
You
with
can
somebody.
relate. Yeah.
Like you can relate to it. You're feeling with them. And compassion is like compassion, it says, is the emotional response to witnessing suffering coupled with desire to help. So you're feeling for somebody. So they're both
The
kind
Yeah,
of
it
sympathy.
is.
involved.
Yeah, it is similar. Okay, because I like I said, I had this whole thing done up because Donna called me. I was like, okay, let me get. So I'm on my phone, so it's like, I can't get to my bullet points and all that.
I get
So
you.
I'm trying my best. But here's what I
Yeah.
got
You
here.
good. You good.
It
You good.
says empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share feelings of another, while compassion involves a desire to help alleviate their suffering. Okay, so maybe I didn't word it quite clearly, but
I think you're thinking sympathy versus compassion. Yeah, I
this
think
is
you were thinking
actually,
sympathy versus compassion. Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
you were still on point.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right. I ain't gonna say much right because right now I'm batting 1,000. I mean, you can see my frustration. I am not comfortable talking on the phone like this. I mean, literally, I'm holding this like so my face don't get too big or too small. So it's
Yeah.
really challenging. But I
Yeah.
think that compassion, and that grace. I mean, that's something that we have to give each
Mm.
other, and in fact, within all our dealings with people, because
Yeah.
I think sometimes we get tunnel vision. We get so stuck on how we feel about things that we really don't consider how the other person may feel,
That's
whether
very.
that's the male, female, friend, foe, whatever. So I think we have to actually listen, you know, without that judgment, and actually try to hear that person what they're saying to us and listening without, saying, okay, I'm listening to respond. Because sometimes we'll just say, okay, I'm listening so we can wait for them to finish so we can get off what we got to say.
So we can respond. Yeah. 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 That's true. Listening just to respond. Listen to just to respond. So I have to speak something on number 5 question because
Okay, get it.
yeah, and it's just something I say all the time, y'all, and I said it last week. Number 5 to me, and again with this, we're talking about ourselves, right? In this process of healing, but I love that Kevin tapped on dealing with other people as well because it all comes full circle to me. Giving people room to be human. I say it all the time. Giving people room to be human and understanding that Stacy and I grew up in two different households. What her daddy said and what my daddy said, two different things. I.e., the example we made of hit them back. I was not taught to hit them back. I was taught to defend yourself if you in a position where you can't do nothing else. Now, mommy would say, if you can walk away, walk away. Let somebody know so the person that hit you can be handled. But if you jammed up in a corner, you better whoop that ass. You better fight and get out of there and do what you need to do. Right? So understanding our differences is important. Not that one is one's is better than the other, or this one is wrong and this one is right. Coming to that, having that compassion for one another, having that compassion for yourself first, because you can't put something out that you have not already received. Tony and I were talking earlier about people's reflections and people, how when they look at you and they see what they're not sometimes, so you get the worst of them because they're literally looking at how they want to be, what they want to be, where they want to be, and they're not there. So what do? They come at you negatively. So having compassion, and I think it's so easy for us to react. Um, it's so easy for us to react at someone who's coming at us wrong, how we feel is wrong. So I was having a discussion today, and the other person was like, how they communicate and relay things, that's cool with them. They don't see a problem in that. And my response was, well, I don't see a problem in how I respond, how I communicate or whatever. But, and I believe Corey said it earlier, somebody said it. I think all of us can agree. If the person that you care so much about, especially when you're trying to mend the fences of conflict, if that person means something to you, it's not about what you think. It is really not about what you think. It's about what's best for them in that moment. And it could be beyond the moment. It could just be a process of understanding them. But if I say something to Corey and she responds and I can tell she's uncomfortable, whether she says it or not, it's my job to fix that. It's my job to say, you know what? My bad. That was me. Or if she says something to me, um, it's my job. And again, we have different belief systems. Everybody thinks in a different manner. Doesn't make one way better than the other. But what we want to do in mending and fixing and repairing the ruptures is try to think about the things that, because we kind of know when we say something and somebody gonna react. We kind of know when we in a, you and Paula into it, Tony, and I know just what to say to get her going. Yep,
But see,
I know
I think
just
that's
what to
that's
say.
the key point right there. Where if you know
Mhm.
that you're going to say something that's going to hurt, then don't say it.
Don't
You
say it.
know,
If you can't
because
say something,
right,
Nice.
because really it comes down to your emotional maturity at that point. Because it's like, okay, am I really am I going to risk what I've worked so hard to get and have just so I can say I got my get back? Now, clearly, we all have our boundaries. Now, there's certain things that, if said, Regardless if that person says I forgive you or not, it can damage your relationship to the point where we're not going to be together. Words are very powerful, and
Mhm.
especially something that is very, I would say, very personal to you. And if it's brought up to you and you're attacked with it, you're going to lose trust in that person. Even if you
Right.
love them, you're going to lose trust. And that's the
Right.
very thing with compassion, because true compassion, it edifies, trust. You build on
Mm.
that trust. So, when we dealing with each other, we have to really watch what we say, because, like you said, Donna, we all are raised different. Me, I'm a
Mm.
very sarcastic person, and it's like, okay, you say something crazy to me, I'm gonna get back at you. But, being in my 50s now, I've learned, look, that don't work because, okay, I don't chased away some really nice people because I
Yeah.
just had to get back and say something. And they go back in the dictionary and look it up and, oh, this what he meant? Oh my God. Yeah. So it's like, oh man. So you can't walk it back,
You use the
especially in
educated
some,
sarcasm.
well, look, I mean, you get it you can go to jail with your fist. So I learned how to fight with words. And if a person didn't understand what I was saying, oh well, that's on you. Because long as I felt good in my response, I was okay. But as I gotten older and I've dealt with people, I've come to find that that doesn't work, and really, it showed a immaturity on my side, because it was like, oh, you're gonna hurt me this way, or you're gonna play me? Okay, I'll just talk to you in a nice, calm way, and I'll just destroy you. And they were like,
Mm.
oh, you're so calm, you don't really get upset. Meanwhile, I'm being as nasty as I can, just being calm. But that
Mm.
made me no better than them for what they're doing, because now I'm really cutting, and I'm cutting deep, and I'm not being fair. And there was
Mm.
no compassion. I'm going for their throat, and they just don't know it.
Mm.
But I'm a true believer in karma, and it comes back to you. I got my coming up, and believe me, oh, I got it really good. Okay, so I just think we need to really concentrate on how we talk to people, especially the ones that we're involved with, because especially after they don't talk to you about very deep personal things and you weaponize that against them,
Yeah.
look, yeah, you destroyed a lot of stuff that you actually want. So, that compassion and giving people that grace to be different, but not so different where you have to sacrifice, or I wouldn't say sacrifice, where you have to, say, okay, you can just jump all over my boundaries anytime you want to, because that's
Mm-hmm.
not compassion. You'll get into compassion fatigue, because you're like, oh, let me be so compassionate, and I'm not gonna mind my boundaries, and then we don't do that, and then we get slapped around. So no, your limit. You make that apparent, but you can communicate in such a way where that person doesn't feel like they're being attacked, or they're not being valued.
Hmm.
And can I say
Compassion
one thing?
fatigue. Yes, sure. Mm-hmm.
And also, like, when two people, relationship wise, get together, that question should be asked: how do you handle conflict? What is
Mm.
needed when conflict is, um, when the conflict
It arises.
comes?
Yeah.
'Cause, my response is, give me a moment, because
Mm-hmm.
I know me and I know my mouth. So give me a
Mm-hmm.
moment. Allow me to walk away. Allow me to walk away. Don't follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Allow me to walk away, because I need that time, and you need that time to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to save you. So just please let
Yeah.
me walk away. Let me have my time to gather my thoughts, to gather my words, because in the heat of the moment, words can be said, and just like Kevin said, you can't take stuff back once it's out there.
Right.
And if someone trusted you with their feelings, or trusted you to tell you something, and you use that as a weapon in an argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need to just ask, how do you handle conflict? What needs to be done if we get in a heated argument?
So I see. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Tony.
So I'd like to take a survey of the people here that are talking and the people in the chat. I would like to know, and I'll tell you what I am. Are you confrontational or non-confrontational? I myself, I am confrontational. And before the non-confrontational people say that that's bad, it's not bad. It's just different. I'm confrontational.
Okay.
I'm non-confrontational. I'm more on the lines where Stacy is now. I tend to walk away because, as I stated before I matured in my emotions, I was confrontational, but I was really nice, nasty with my mouth, and it just isn't good. Now, there's things that I regret that I've said to folks. In hindsight, I wish I never did, and it was nothing personal. In terms of what I said about them or their business, is what I said that I knew would hurt. You know,
Mm,
and it's like when you punching down, you might feel good for a minute, but eventually, you have to look at that person. You can't tell that person with a straight face, "I love you," and I'm punching you all in your face. You
mm,
know, and you can't tell a person how to feel after you hurt them. So you know, my intentions don't control the impact, and how they respond to that impact. I can't control that. It's not for me to decide. So when you're on the the end of that, when that person is responding, now you really feel bad because you don't lost a good person or you hurt a person, and you just thought, okay, maybe at that moment, yeah, I just needed to get this off and all my aggression, and what did it cost me?
mm,
Now that person doesn't look at me the same. People can say I'm a wonderful gentleman and all this, and I'm a great person, but that person knows, no, this is the one that hurt me. This is the one that cut me deep. I don't know what you guys seen in him or seen in her. This is the
mm,
person that ran me over. So if you really are into that person, you got to watch that tongue. You got to
mm-hmm,
watch that tongue, and even your eyes. Because sometimes we don't even have to talk. We can look. We're like, okay, like see what Corey did just there, something like that. Like,
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and
Say a
but
word.
because I was good for that, yeah, I was good. To let my eyes go to the other side. Like, okay, we existing. Okay, you look better, go on.
Yeah. So, Stacy, what about you?
Um,
Non-confrontational or confrontational?
it depends. It depends.
You're
Okay.
bi.
It depends because the older I get, the more I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter. But if you do something to my child, like, hey,
Mm,
there's no holdbacks. It's just all in. But
mm-hmm.
Or mess around with one of her recipes, because she do bake.
so it depends. It depends.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
ask myself, the older I get, like, is it even worth it?
Mm,
Is it
yeah.
even worth it?
Yeah. King, what about you? Confrontational, non-confrontational?
Uh, I'm going to have to say I'm more confrontational leaning. However, I it depends on the person in the situation.
Mhm.
Um, because a person can say something or do something, and if they are a serial or habitual person that does that, I'm very confrontational. If it's a first time or second time, I may kind of like, all right, you just don't know better yet. But like Kevin, that sarcasm, it's right, it's always right there. And
Yeah, bro, spring loaded.
if it's the personal situation, but then also it's also how I'm feeling at that moment. And if you catch me at a bad time, you're just going to get it. And most of the times, to my detriment, when I'm non-confrontational, I let it simmer and just pack and pack and pack, and then I'm punching up, down, and all the way around. So there it is with me.
King, Mr.
Yes.
Rent Bay, we must be the same person. We must be the same person. I think the reason why I am as non confrontational as I am is because I still, at my big age, have not figured out the balance.
Hmm.
Because I'll say what I mean. And part of me feels like when you're saying what you mean, people don't like hearing no. They don't like to hear that they're at fault. And so now it's all your fault. And they're.
Hmm.
Other parts of me is like, I'm a straight shooter. And maybe I didn't say that the best way. Maybe I didn't say it the best way. The other part of me is doing exactly what you do. Just, okay, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill. Hey, that's it. That's enough now. Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, you know what I mean?
That's
Like, I think, yeah, we are the same person, sir.
And the funny thing about it is when you chill, like Stacy was saying, let me walk away. And my walk away is just being quiet. And I will tell you ahead of time, when things like this come up, I'm just gonna be quiet. And sometimes people won't let you be quiet. And it's like, I'm a
You
straight
need to
shooter.
get.
I said what I needed, but apparently
Mhm.
either you think I'm playing or you're used to a different type of reaction. And it's like what you're used to is traumatic. So I've been through that traumatic phase. So my confrontational side is kind of trying to go over there somewhere. And you just keep bothering me.
You
So
keep pulling me back.
let it
So here I
simmer
am.
let it simmer long enough, and now I have to show you that side of me that I did not want to show you.
And
Mm.
Yeah,
it's and even when you like my new thing is now is okay, you got it. You win.
you're right.
You're right. They get mad over that.
Don't they?
Because be honestly, because
That's sarcastic.
that's sarcastic. It's
But
being
you
That
got
is
it.
sarcastic.
Because when I say you got it, you win, it's over. Like it's over.
No, you're
yeah, and
weak.
I
You're weak. You're weak. That's weakness. What do
I
you
don't
mean
think
you're
it's
over?
weakness.
It is. It
I don't
is
think it's
because
weakness. I
you
think
don't
it's
have you
it
don't have
depends
a
on the
position.
situation.
You don't have a position, or you don't care. But that's fine.
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah, I think
Because
that's what it
it's
is.
not
You
it's
don't
not
care.
it's not is minimum. Like it doesn't matter. Like
So when you care, like when someone comes after your kids, and you care about that, is there anything wrong with that?
like I said, it depends on the situation because it can be with my bakery. You coming for my bakery. Like
Mhm.
that's my
Right,
bread and
but
butter.
but right, but I'm asking you: is there anything wrong with that in that situation?
No,
No.
Because in one situation you're saying it's wrong, but in the other situation
it's okay.
it's okay.
no.
Yeah.
I
I
think
didn't
because
I didn't say it
I'm
was wrong. I
I'm
didn't
with Stacy. I mean, if I say okay, you got it, that's my thing, and especially when I'm dealing with someone, it's like okay, look, for the sake of peace, I'm a dead because I don't want to make something even worse because as King was saying, if I'm trying to dead a situation, walk away, I'm trying to give us both the space to calm
Mhm.
down and an opportunity where we could collect our thoughts a lot better instead of operating out of anger. Okay, so I'm sort of like Stacy. I'm like, okay, you got it, and it's not in a sarcastic way, because I think there's a way you can convey sarcasm, like, okay, you got it. You put those little physical emotions in your face, and they can see that. But if I'm like, okay, you got it, and I throw my hand up like, you got it, I'm trying to calm it down because I know sooner or later, okay, as King said, look, enough is enough, and I'm gonna start punching up.
So, well, but
It's
let's
like
say
what
this
I was
though.
saying,
There,
like like the difference, like you the way you argue with your spouse or the way you argue with your mate is not going to be the same way you argue with a coworker because you need your job. if I'm at work, I'm gonna let them have it. You got it, because I'm not gonna argue with a coworker because I need my job at the end of the day.
So I get the point of it being situational. I,
Mhm.
I I can understand situational, right? But let's bring this to the point where we're talking about. We're talking about mending the rupture. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about mending the rupture. We're talking about taking conflict and brokenness and building it and fixing it. That's what we're talking about. So I believe when Tony and I both said it's sarcasm, I'm still standing on it being sarcasm in this context. In this context. Because if we're having an issue, me and my child, me and my spouse, me and my mom, if we're having an issue, and outside of someone trying to physically harm you or just being an asshole, you know what I mean? Outside of those things, in this context, if I say to my man, you got it, all right, you got it, because I'm not being heard, there's a large percentage that he's gonna feel unheard. He's gonna feel like I'm frustrated
Dismissed.
now. I'm dismissed. Thank you. But if I say to him, you know what, this is not really going anywhere. We are button heads or whatever. So how about this? How about this? Remember, staying in context because we trying to fix this thing, right? How about, babe? Listen, this is a lot right now. Can we take a 15? Can we take a timeout? Can we come back to this? It's so much different in relaying something to someone where they feel heard or they feel dismissed. Yes, King, what you got?
In terms of all of this, we're kind of saying the same thing, but look at each of us as being bilingual.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Stacy. I'm going to say you got this. But let's go back to something that has been said over and over and over again. Know your person. If me and my person are getting into an engagement, whether it's significant other, wife, child, family member, whatever the case may be, and I say, you got it. All right, whatever. If you know me, you know when I say that, it's like, look, let's leave this alone right now. Now, tone is everything. If you know me and you know my tone, you know when I say, all right, you got it, let's take a 5 minute, or you know when I say, all right, you got it. You know I'm being sarcastic or dismissive or anything like that. Sometimes in these situations, if a person is feeling dismissive, and I don't mean to sound like mean or anything, that's their problem. Because you should know me well enough that if we are in this rupture to repair process and there's a trauma trigger coming on from the activation, and you know you're trauma triggering me or I'm trauma triggered, and I say, you got this, give me that minute. Don't automatically jump to saying, oh, well, you're being sarcastic. I'm feeling dismissed. It's like, well, what the hell do you expect in this situation? Right? We're in the heat of this moment. Let
So
me
it
have this moment.
it requires two people to balance that. I hear
Right.
what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And communication is everything. Tone is everything. Expression is everything. Body language. We know all these things are everything, right? So we I understand to know your person. I understand that. And in knowing my person and my person knowing me, we got to meet right here with this knowing each other. So if I realize that you're frustrated because you're feeling unheard, it is dismissive to be like, you got it. I'm unless, like you said, tone is everything. Tone is everything.
But you know, that person that's feeling like they're being dismissed, read the room. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if I say you got it and like we're in the heat of the moment, not just say you got it, don't feel automatically dismissed. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, you're a damn adult. If we are in the heat of it and I say you got it, or even if it's a coworker, I say, all right, you got it. Just
It's
Take a
cool now
second
mode.
and read the room. Like, don't automatically jump to, oh, they're dismissing me. Oh, they don't care how I feel. They don't care what I say. It's like, you might be the problem. And if I say you got it, how about you just step away for a minute? Let me
So
walk away.
let me ask a question. Maybe I missed it. Maybe because I know I went out for a second. When I came back, y'all were into this. Let me ask a question.
No, we don't know what you are. That's what you went and then you came back, but you never said what you were.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll say mine in just a second. But I want to kind of. So yeah, know your person, learn your person,
She's confrontational.
understand your person. But I'm going to say this: if it was a situation where it required you in a position where you can lose your job or you can keep your job, right? And your response to this person weighs on that, how would you respond?
So let me say this. The person you are relating to, that you want to have a relationship with, the most important relationship of all,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to give them hell, but you're not going to give your coworker hell because you might lose your job. But your job is more important than your relationship.
I wasn't saying that.
No, yeah,
I
No,
said,
no, I'm not saying what you're
yeah, he's not
saying.
saying that.
What I'm saying is a lot of times in our relationship, we say that the relationship is important,
Mm-hmm.
but we go outside of the relationship and the other person sees you, oh wow, they ain't never given that other person no crap. They're cool with that person. That person's giving them crap all day long, but they're cool. They peaceful. But with me, I'm getting the crap, but I'm supposed to be number one.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense
Yeah.
to me. That doesn't pass the logic, reason,
And
nothing.
I
Stacy not
understand where you're
saying
no,
that.
coming from,
but
Tony.
Yeah,
but see, my
Stacy
thing
not
is,
saying.
I
Stacy not
I
saying that
understand.
that's what you were saying. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
understand. But
But
see,
that's where my question came from,
yeah,
and Tony walked right into that.
my thing
Like,
is that we're not in a perfect relationship. Everybody's not on their healing phase. You might be dealing with a hellion. You know what I'm saying? And that person, if they keep pushing and pushing and pushing you, and you're on your healing journey, and you're trying to work with them through their healing journey, but they're a hellion, you might do need to walk away because everybody's not a perfect relationship. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't
everybody's
think.
not. I'm used to communicating. I'm used to talking it out. Okay. But like
I
you
think
said,
yeah, I think I heard what
we were
Tony
raised
said.
different.
Wait a minute, Kevin. Wait a minute, Kevin. Go ahead, Stacy.
But
Finish.
Sorry.
like you said, we were raised different and we're two different people, And yeah, um, I'm a firm believer in knowing how to have a disagreement. I feel like curse words should not be involved. But if I got somebody that I'm with and every argument that they get in, they curse,
You got it.
You got
and
it.
they're working on themselves, that cursing is not going to stop overnight. And that's the
And
mate that you chose.
it goes back to what King was saying, because I hear you, Tony, what you were saying as far as at work and at home. But even if I'm 100% right, and I'm talking to a woman, and I'm expressing myself, and my tone is so aggressive, it's going to bring up a defense mechanism in that woman. Okay, even if she wants to be understanding, because she's gonna be like, okay, wait a minute, now you don't. I know you hurting, but you don't have to talk to me that way. But if I'm so much into my feelings, you know what she's gonna say? She's gonna say, okay, you got it. And that's what normally happens. Or she'll like, okay, you're gonna keep on going. Then she responds and she starts barking back. And then there's nothing
Hell
solved.
yeah.
Someone has
Which,
to,
mhm.
Right. Which
someone
means.
has to,
Go ahead.
oh, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Sorry. No, go
No,
ahead. I'm sorry.
someone has to say, okay, like you said earlier, Donna, can I get a 15 or whatever? Because the
Okay.
other person might be so so heated, even though their intention is to communicate to you how they're feeling, the way they're coming off is putting you off. And sooner or later, even though you have that space where you want to understand, it's going to turn to look here, Joker, you ain't going to be talking to me like this. And that's why you need that, say, okay, you got it right now, and give yourself some time because sooner or later they'll build up in yourself, even though you're trying to understand them. You're a human being and you're going to respond. And if you're walking away from an issue like that, something heated, and they keep forcing it, sooner or later, you're not going to care about their feelings and you're going to
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah.
So, that's what I mean when it's like, okay, you got it. Because if I know that you are hot and I'm hot, well, ain't nothing good about to happen right now. Even if we love each other, we at this point where me and you are upset at each other, that to the point where we're arguing and screaming at each other, that's no good. We got to have a cool off. If we don't, somebody is going to say the wrong thing and it's going to cause a response from someone else in
So
a more negative way.
yeah. So let me just ask this, and I'm gonna give my response, Tony. Let me just ask this. Either way you say it, regardless of how you say it, if you say you got it, how are you feeling? When you say you got it, Stacy, how are you feeling?
Um, it depends on, like I said, the situation. If they are right, and if they're right, and they'll be like, you got it, you're right. Or it can be, if I'm telling you I need some space and you following me, I'm gonna let you have it too. Because
Okay.
we're not in a perfect world. Like it can get, I don't care how much communication or how much, only you can control yourself. You can't control that other being.
You can't control the other being, but y'all. So we're not in a perfect world. We totally
Mhm.
understand that, right? But our focus and our goal is to be as close to perfection with our mate, our children, our family members as
Mhm.
possible. So the you got it or the walking off or the silence or all of those things can be seen as they can be seen as confrontational things. And again, I get tone and I get how you say things is very important. And I'm not talking about, because I want to stay in context. I'm not talking about this person keep after you and keep after you and keep after you. Cause I'm with you on the you got it. If you keep after me and I've come within reason and I'm saying, you know what, let's take a minute, or and you keep da 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 da, or whatever way, then of course there's going to be a response, right? We know that. We're clear on that. Um, there's the response, but we're talking about the mending. We're talking about if I say you got it to Corey, that's my girl. We did. If I say to Corey, she's frustrated. We going at it because that's happened. That's real. That's life. We go at it. We have confrontation, right?
Mhm.
And she frustrated, and I say, "You got it. You got it." Corey, how you gonna feel?
Sorry, let me unmute. Really? You got it? That's it? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
dismissed.
Dismissed.
I
Dismissed.
will say, well, I
Mm-hmm.
told King I'm very much like him. I was all out of context. I was just talking about randos. I wasn't talking about relationships. In relationships, I'm the person that's like, let's talk it out. I don't want to go to bed angry. Let's talk. Let's work this thing. Yeah, I'm the person that has to learn to give you your space.
To give you your space.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's
So let
why
me
you
let
have,
me.
oh,
I'm gonna answer the question because it's Tony waiting. Confrontational or non-confrontational? I am both. I am both. I can be confrontational. Um, and let me say this: confrontational was who Donna was. Non-confrontational is who Donna is learning and has learned not to be. Because I realized it gets nowhere. Why am I pushing your buttons if all I want you to do is love me, understand me, hear me? Why am I pushing your buttons? Getting frustrated, we all get frustrated, and we relay that in different ways how our frustration comes out, right? So I'm going to say, and we all are, but that healing process from the first brokenness, the first, let me pull it back up. That healing process from the first reaction or the first response to the rupture, um, trauma triggers. Oh my gosh. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I start counseling again on Wednesday. Damn it. On Wednesday. Because remember, we talked about as well, sometimes you don't realize where you are until you're there and you're in that situation. But it's definitely what you try to do in that situation when you recognize and realize, dang, I thought I had a handle on some things a little bit better. So being confrontational, Tony, that used to be my forte. Oh, the smart mouth, the sarcasm, the we gonna push all the buttons. Look, you get in the elevator and be like zing. But realizing it does nothing. It does nothing because we all realize and know men desire and need respect. When they don't feel respected, you can almost, it's like this. Is that a true statement, gentlemen? So Donna personally,
So I'll say this, Donna. I'll say
yeah.
this. Part of respecting me is understanding me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would love, I would love to have Paula pull out some of her Chicago on me. I would love it. Okay. I'm just going to make this point. Okay. I think we need to rethink about if we're talking about learn your person.
Yeah.
It's easy for a non-confrontational person to see confrontation as bad. Of course, it's easier for me as a confrontational person to see non-confrontation as okay. It's just different. No one better or worse. It's just part of the process that we just talked about. Didn't somebody say something about not just giving in and saying, okay, yeah, right. All right. I just want peace. So let's forget about, I don't want to go through this process. It's too much. Let's just, agree to disagree and move on. But Donna said, if you don't go through the process, you just keep
Cycling
repeating,
back.
you keep cycling back.
Yep.
My point is just knowing that people are different. You cannot claim that the way you are is the only way and everything else is bad, because we're all different. And I think it's not, I think it's, we want understanding.
Mm-hmm.
I love peace. I love peace, but my peace is different from another man's peace.
Right. Right.
My peace has a lot of action in it.
Right.
Okay. Maybe my peace has some swear words in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that might not be your peace, but I'm not afraid of a strong woman who sticks up for herself and wants to make her point. Not afraid at all.
Mm-hmm.
Does not bother me one bit. Come strong or go home, man.
Yeah, go hard or go home.
Come on, Stacy.
Stacey, you put that in the wrong chat. You put that in the wrong. Stacey, put that over in the other chat.
Make it public.
Somebody copy
Make
and
it
paste
public.
that and put it in the
Yeah,
other
let me
chat.
look at this
Stacey,
private. Let me look at this, man. Let me see what she said.
Stacey in the private chat. Put it in the public chat, Stacey. Go on, say that thing, girl. Oh, gotta say that thing, girl. Uh-oh. Hey! Thank you, King.
Come on, we gotta have some passion,
Come
man.
on, whoever read that. Corey, you got the voice. Read that, Corey.
That's why when two people who really love each other know that conflicts will arise, and that is why you have makeup sex. And that can be the best.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. Now, mind you, she said two people that really love each other, which means you're not just using sex to pacify and put a band aid on the problem. That means because you love each other and you care for each other so much that even your conflict and disagreements does not take you away from the fact that that man is fine.
You're gonna show them how
Baby,
sorry you really are.
good.
Exactly.
Lay
You
in the
gonna see
lumber.
how,
You
yo,
want to get a
I
good
am
night's
so
rest, you
mad.
guys.
What you say, Corey?
Conflict,
You want to get a good night's rest, you guys. Do what you gotta.
conflict
We don't
resolution.
fought all. We don't fought. We've been fighting for hours. We've been going at it. We trying to understand each other.
Let's put this argument and
Let's
each
put
other
this
to
whole
bed.
thing to bed. Let's put
Mm.
it to rest. Because why Stacy said it, when two people really love each other, all your conflict, when you love somebody and you care about somebody, I'm gonna bring it here. I'm gonna say this: all things work together for the good of those who love Him.
Mm-hmm.
All things work together for the good of those who love Him. That
And all
speaks
means all.
love to me. That speaks love. That means if we're not agreeing and we going at it and we say some things, be careful about what we say, because that still is encompassed in that love. Just because you mad don't mean you get to say whatever to Corey. Don't mean you get to hold on to her
I
headphones,
got another
Greg.
one for you.
Oh,
I got,
head.
I
Ooh,
got
ooh,
another one for
ooh,
you.
I had to find a way to
ooh,
throw it in
ooh,
there.
ooh.
I'm
Above,
teasing Greg. I'm
Lady,
teasing Greg.
Lady.
I got another one for you.
Shh, Corey.
Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
Ooh, read it again. Read
Mm.
it again.
Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
Guard your heart.
Since we reading, I'm gonna go to Book of Solomon.
Come
Oh
on.
Lord, here we go.
With the silent, as the deer panteth.
As the deer panteth.
Deer panteth.
Mm.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we want the rupture to come to repair. We want to go through this process. Take the process for yourself. Take it for yourself. Then take it to the person that you have conflict with. Give people room to be human and take the time. Again, this is just not about man and woman, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Understand your children. Children understand your parents. Because children can understand. They can understand too. Talk to them. They can understand too. Your siblings, their sibling rivalries. People are disagreeing over foolishness. But your foolishness, I can't judge what your foolishness looks like. If it
Mm.
bothers you, it bothers you.
You.
It bothers you. I cannot tell you how to feel. That's petty. That's simple. That's silly. That's don't make sense. That's da 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 da. To you. to you. We have to give people room to be human. We have to give compassion. We have to give understanding, but we have to first work on our rupture to repair. Get into some good counseling. Talk to somebody that you trust that can help you work through things. Um, Best friend, mentor, homeboy, homegirl, parent, somebody. But don't hold on to things. Don't hold on to bitterness because as much as we feel like, oh, that's on them, that's on them. It definitely in some aspect takes away from you. If I even got to think about what you did, I'm wasting energy even though I've gotten over it. Cuz some people I got some stuff, I okay, you know what? Some people you'll never get an apology from. We have to accept that. Some people will never come to you and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I gotta work that out for myself. So if I'm holding something because they didn't apologize, they are still holding on to me. Does that make sense?
They still have power over you.
They
Yes.
still have a power. So we have to go through this rupture to repair process. Um,
And remember, everything is not repairable.
which is
Mm.
which is the point of what I'm saying. Sometimes you that's why I said you have to go through this process for yourself because that apology may never come. That conversation may never come. This is for you. This is for you. Let me put this back up. This is for Donna, Corey, Tony, King, Kevin, who can't stay on screen, Stacy. We love you, Kevin.
Mhm.
This is for you. The rupture to repair. It makes you better for yourself, makes you better for the next person. It makes you better for the person that you are trying to repair with. Woo! All right, y'all. We got to close out. What you got, Corey?
You know what? Put it all to bed. Make sure you get a good night's rest. Make sure you get a good night's rest. And if you do your Kegels, it'll be
Kegels.
a great night's rest. And you'll sleep well. Do
Yes,
it. Self
ma'am.
care.
Self care. Stacy, what you got, babe?
Um, just know that everyone's different. Everyone's not gonna think how you think. Um, you may need to walk away, or just try to be respectful to each other's feelings and their thoughts. Be mindful.
Be mindful. I'm sorry. Before I go to Tony and King, I like to make sure we get comments from those who have joined us because they took their time to join us. So I want to try to get. I know we missed some tonight. I apologize, but we eyeball in the chat. Um, um, this is a good question. It comes up quite a bit. Corey, could you read the question, man, please?
Is agree to disagree wrong, or is it acceptance that of that person's position?
Is agree to disagree wrong, or is it acceptance of that person's position? Ooh, I feel
Dead
like it's
ass
a
wrong. It's dead ass wrong. It's a
I'm not agreeing to disagree with
yeah,
anybody.
it's a cop out.
what you think, Stacey?
I'm not gonna agree to disagree. I can say I can understand how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
but to agree to something that I disagree with, no. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I understand how you feel. I can understand it, but to agree with it when I disagree, no.
Corey, what you got?
I think it's another dismissal. I know agree to disagree means okay. Well, yeah, I think it's another form of dismissal.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Let's
I,
leave it
Tony,
at
did
that.
you say?
I see where Corey was going with that.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
It's kind of like you have your position, I have mine, and we're gonna leave it at that. However, that doesn't resolve anything. So it's like, no, we have to resolve this. I'm not. We if we are in a
What?
if we
Why?
are in this
Why?
relationship, and this says bespoke, if we are in this and we care about each other, why are you over here and I'm over here? We're not bringing anything together. We're not moving forward anything. It's just going to stay stagnant, and that could be the wedge that pushes us further apart.
Hmm. I'm rocking with both of them.
Uh,
I'm rocking with.
it's okay to disagree.
Yeah, Corey.
It's
I'm
okay to
rocking with what you
disagree,
said.
but why agree to disagree? We
Agree
have
to
to meet
disagree.
Oh,
somewhere in the middle. We
Corey,
got to
yeah,
meet
I get
somewhere.
what you're
that makes
saying,
no
Corey,
sense.
because I was thinking the same lines. It's a form of dismissal, right? It's a form of dismissal. But to disagree, like Tony is saying, there's nothing wrong to disagree with disagreeing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm not gonna do is play like I agree with what I disagree with. That to me.
Oh yeah, agree to disagree doesn't mean you it just means I disagree with what you think. You disagree with what I think. Let's just agree to disagreeing. That's basically what that means. Let's
Oh, yeah,
agree
yeah,
that we're not
yeah.
going to see eye to eye on this.
Yeah,
Yeah. Got it,
yeah.
got it.
And those people will come back the next day and try to convince you of their point. It makes no sense. Just disagree
Yeah.
and move
I
on.
think we're all kind of seeing that a little bit different. But I think at the end of the day, we don't want to agree. Like
To disagree.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. We
yeah,
want to
I hear
agree.
you.
I'm
I hear you.
we
I
want
hear
to
what you're
agree.
saying. I hear what you're
Yes.
saying.
I like that. I like that, Stacey. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I may not understand it or agree with it, but I'm going to hear what you're saying,
yeah.
and I'm going to give you the respect enough to let you feel what you're feeling. I'm not going to try to change how you feel.
Fear. Yeah, I even understand what you're saying. What you're saying is that you don't agree with what I'm got going on. So I understand that. So
Mm-hmm.
you on
Mm-hmm.
your level and I'm on my
Yep.
level. So
But look, this is a different conversation, and we're gonna cut this off. We're gonna finish because the two gentlemen have to say something. Look, because I love you. Because I love you.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna agree to disagree.
Go ahead, Tony. What you got? Let's close it out.
Oh, we're doing last. We're doing
Yeah.
last things.
Damn it.
You got it.
All right, King.
You know what? A great man on this panel said some key words, and I just have to echo the sentiment. You got it.
You know what, y'all? Good night. You got it.
Love you guys, man.